What does it mean to forgive other people? And what does it not mean? Yesterday, we saw the magnanimous, loving heart of Erica Kirk, who forgave the man who killed her husband. What does it mean for him? What does it mean for her? What does this forgiveness mean? Here's that little clip that I think most of you saw.
Father, forgive them, for they not know what they do. That man, that young man, I forgive him.
That was powerful, wasn't it? What does it mean for Erica to forgive that murderer? It doesn't mean that the government's going to forgive him, because Paul writes in Romans that the government are God's instruments of justice. But what it means for Erica and what it means for you when you forgive others is that you're not going to take it in your own hands to hurt that other person, but you're going to put them in God's hands to do with that person what God wills to do. And God has instruments of justice, primarily the government. So when you take matters in your own hands and you don't let the government handle it, but you take it in your own hands, then you have not forgiven that person. So Erica forgiving that murder doesn't mean he's not going to face the death penalty, or he's not going to face justice, or he's not going to face hell. There's another thing you have to understand. When humans forgive, doesn't mean God has forgiven them. You see, God wants you to forgive for your sake, not necessarily for the sake of the person you forgive. And in the case of this murder, there's nothing that Erica's going to be able to do for or against that killer. All right? So it's not even in her hands, but she is going to leave it in the government's hands, which is God's hands, to do with him what ought to be done. So when you forgive another person, you don't all of a sudden let them go into heaven, because they still need to receive the divine forgiveness of God. Now, someone might say, but on the cross, didn't Jesus say, Father, forgive them? Yes, he did. This is one of those times when you're asking God for divine forgiveness. You're saying, I don't want you to hold this particular sin against them. And in the case of the cross, Jesus knew that God had ordained that he was going to die in this way. So every person that was an instrument of his death, whether it's Pontius Pilate, the Sanhedrin, the soldiers, what he's saying is this was part of God's divine plan, and these people were instruments. Even though their hearts were wicked, they were instruments, and they need forgiveness. And he doesn't want anyone to be held for the crucifixion of Jesus.